This is a story about Black liberation.
It was very rare to have an African-American composer's music published.
The piece was set to premiere and the concerts were cut short.
To see this finally come to life.
It's going to be so special.
This performance will be the most phenomenal singers and musicians on this side of the Milky Way galaxy.
Good evening and welcome to the Riverside Church, the Ordering of Moses, music that was first heard in 1937.
My name is Liz Player, and I'm the founder, executive, and artistic director of the Harlem Chamber Players. The Harlem Chamber Players is a multi-ethnic collective of classically trained musicians dedicated to bringing affordable and accessible music uptown to Harlem and beyond. Tonight is our production, which is entitled The Ordering of Moses.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Damian Sneed, tonight's soloist, the Harlem Chamber Players, Le Chateau Chorale.
Liz Player asked me to conduct this and bring my choral group, Kal Halalyam. So this is an awesome opportunity to be in this beautiful edifice and to be able to perform this music by the great African-American composer Nathaniel Dett.
It's definitely a responsibility to sing this role of the leader who leads the people to freedom.
As a solo classical piano major in undergrad at a historically black college and university, Howard University, I was very familiar with Nathaniel Dett, but I had no idea that he created an oratorio like this. There's not just the African-American spiritual that's contained inside the music. Of course, there's a fugue of the spiritual Go Down Moses, but he gives homage to all the great composers that have come before him.
It's so rich, it's so uniquely black. Also, it has such heart.
And the Riverside Church is not only beautiful, but the sound with the pipe organ and the orchestra, 60 musicians and 75 singers, it's perfect for a work like this.
Nathaniel Dett is a Canadian African-American composer, and in 1932 he wrote this piece as part of his college dissertation. And when it was broadcast on the air, somehow about 3/4 of the way through, it was just abruptly cut.
A lot of people say racism in this country, but for whatever reason, the concerts were cut off short.
He may have been one of the first black composers to have a major classical piece aired on the radio.
But they didn't get to finish with this triumphant ending. So working on the piece, I went through a gamut of emotions.
Nathaniel Dett is the grandson of slaves who escaped and made it to Canada.
They came to Canada by way of the Underground Railroad.
So this is a story about emancipation, about black liberation.
Moses, parted the sea and the children led them to the promised land. And Harriet Tubman was deemed the Black Moses. So Nathaniel Dett had such a legacy with Moses and the journey to freedom. So I hope it will become one of our staples in our Juneteenth celebration or our 4th of July celebrations. As Handel is for Christmas and Easter, we can celebrate our American-grown Nathaniel Dett with the Ordering of Moses.
I believe Nathaniel Dett and my ancestors that have come before me have set a precedent and passed the baton.
To be able to provide opportunities for black people who are so underrepresented in classical music, it just means everything to see this finally come to life.
So I'm fulfilling my calling and my duty to take the baton and to complete what they started and then to pass it to the next generation.
And what we all share is a great love of music. What a wonderful celebration to have.
The Ordering of Moses. Thank you all for coming out, celebrating the Harlem Chamber Players. Thanks for your support. We'll see you next time.